Hello, everybody. I figured I could give an update in regards to a variety of things that just took place. Hello, Sika. Now, and here is also Ptolemy. Hi, Ptolemy. So, hi guys. So, I have an update in regards to a variety of disc games that I was able to get a hold of. I purchased 3 individual lots, and I'll go through them in rough order. The first was a variety of games in a Case Logic case. So they're all PS2 games, by the way, so I figured I could go through them, and you'll see which ones are likely more important than others, but here's what we'll do. So first off, ATV2 Quad Power Racing. So that's definitely something. It's an acclaimed game, but it's definitely a people that really enjoy the ATV games. There were so many ATV games in the PS2 era. NCAA Football 2009, another copy of the game that I found back with the sports titles. Cabela's Outdoor Adventures, another hunting game by Activision. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. Cabela's Big Game Hunter. Hi, Sagan. Hi, Totally. Yes, hi. Basically, a good number of hunting games. Click down, please. Thank you. Hi. American Chopper. Apparently, this is a motorcycle game by the Discovery Channel and Activision. Never heard of this, but interesting to see. Apparently wrestling, WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2008. I'm not big into wrestling games, especially ones specific to that, but yeah, it's something. Madden NFL 2008. Rebel Raiders Operation Nighthawk. This is one of the early games because you can tell based off of the blue backing on the disc. Aragon, a licensed game by Sierra. Need for Speed Undercover, the greatest hits version. Always interested in Need for Speed games. Flat Out by Bugbear Entertainment. I'm not familiar with this game, but it is something. SOCOM US Navy SEALs, a military game. Madden NFL 2009. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. This is a Rockstar game, and this is one of the general reasons why I got this lot, because Rockstar games usually tend to go well because it has a pretty good soundtrack, and it's a driving mechanic, and it's made by Rockstar, and it usually tends to maintain its value. NBA Street version 3. I've always been interested in the Street version of games for sports titles as opposed to the standard, because usually the developer is different and they tend to focus more on gameplay than recycling the same style over and over again for the yearly releases. Firefighter FD18. This is a Konami game, which gives it a little bit more intrigue as opposed to just a standard title. Risk Global Domination. Once again, another blue backing game. Atari Anthology. So a good number of Atari games. Tony Hawk's Underground. The original, as opposed to Underground 2, which I had in the previous collection. This is a Neversoft game. Very good title. Burnout 3 Takedown. It's the greatest hits, but it's something nonetheless. Spyro, A Hero's Tale. This was the late stage Spyro when it stopped being created by the original developers. Not as interested in this title, but it's something nonetheless. The original Spider-Man, the license for the film back in the Sam Raimi films. The second one is obviously considered to be one of the best, but the first one is still particularly great, and particularly fond of Bruce Campbell being the narrator at the beginning of the game. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3, Night of the Quin Kong. Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I really do enjoy the Thai games. It's an Australian Tasmanian tiger with boomerangs, and it's particularly fun. Crash Nitro Kart, a racing title. Crash Tag Team Racing, another Crash title. Crash Twinsanity, a pretty good collection of Crash Bandicoot games. Not my favorite out of all of the lot. My favorite was Wrath of Cortex. That was the first one that Vivendi Universal worked on. But Traveler's Tales worked on that game. So, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And the Tasmanian Tiger 2, Bush Rescue. So, a fairly large collection of PS2 games. Why did I get them all in discs version? So that I can process them to the JFJ Easy Pro and make them playable again. The vast majority of these have a variety of scuffs and scratches and small imperfections, and the idea is to try to see which ones work, see which ones don't work, test all of them, confirm that they're functional, sell the ones that I know need new homes instead of just being scratched in part of a landfill somewhere, and keeping the ones that I think are a solid addition. I will likely do a separate video that goes over my testing confirmation for each of the games and ultimately going through the resurfacing for each of these. I'll probably do a quick speed time lapse of all of these because this is a pretty sizable amount of disc-based games. So now on to the next lot of items. This one I believe is 10 games, and you'll see which ones were in this one. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Another Rockstar game, the same as the previous one. I will resurface and improve that one. Onimusha Warlords. This is a Capcom game. People seem to enjoy this. Dot Hack Volume 3 Redemption. GU Redemption. Apologies for getting the name incorrect. The Dot Hack games for the PS2 are considered to be rather fun. They were harder to find, but then they got re-released on Steam, so people seem to enjoy them through that system. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the PS2 Greatest Hits version. I picked up a copy of that before. Tekken 4 by Namco. The Tekken games are particularly fun, simple fighting games akin to something like Mortal Kombat or Soul Calibur. Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift by Crave Entertainment and Genki. I'm not as familiar with this one, but it could be quite fun. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Excellent game. Most people really seem to love this one. The holiday demo disc from 2004, including demos of Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, Jak 3, ATV Off-Road Fury 3, Killzone, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Area 51, Silent Hill 4 The Room, Prince of Persia 2, Star Wars Battlefront, and Ace Combat 5. This is a fantastic demo disc. I'm fascinated to see this. It's a not for resale demo disc by the PlayStation team, I believe. I see. Yes, these are disc games. 007 Everything or Nothing. An interesting 007 game. There was the previous one in the earlier lot. This is a different game. And Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. And then finally, time for the next collection of games. Sagan loves setting up this. I believe this is about 20 loose PlayStation 2 games. Okay. TNA, Impact, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling by... Okay. Fascinating. I'm not a big wrestling game person, but it works for some people. Rock Band, the Harmonix game that went against the Guitar Hero game titles. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. This appears to be an Activision O2 title that is apparently Based off of the logo, it seems to be a BMX rendition of something like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but with BMX bikes instead. I'm interested to see how that is. It might be fun. I'm not familiar with Max Hoffman's Pro BMX or the fact that they made a second one. WWE SmackDown versus Raw. I believe this is the original, not the 2008, and it's a greatest hits version. Madden NFL 10, Madden NFL 2004, Madden NFL 2002. Here is where it gets somewhat more interesting. Midnight Club 3 Dub Addiction Remix. This is the greatest hits version, but apparently Rockstar made a alternative version for Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. This is the remix version. I am not familiar with the difference between them. Based off of my rough assumption, it seems that there's likely different songs in terms of how you drive, maybe some updated features, something simple to be a ultimate version of the game. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see how it goes. Another copy of Firefighter FD18 by Konami. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. This one seems rather fun. True Crime New York City. I didn't know they made True Crime games for the PS2 this early in its creation. It's from 2005, but not sure. This is a particularly hard to find game, and apparently it has value. I'm not as familiar with it, but it's 50-cent Bulletproof. This came out in 2005 by Vivendi Universal and Genuine Games. I know 50 Cent had this game, and I know that it was considered to be popular, but I'm not as familiar with it, and I've never played it before. But people seem to really like it based off of how much it's maintained its value. Either it was ridiculously rare, or it just is such a good game that it's maintained its value. I'm not familiar. Ratatouille, the licensed game for the Brad Bird film from 2007 with Disney and Pixar. Spider-Man 3. Unfortunately, it's not Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. This is fairly well known for the really bad cutscene animation, so that was particularly fun. Grand Theft Auto 3 by Rockstar. Always a fun game. That was the first one where it was an open world title in terms of a 3D open world title. Turok Evolution. This is the game where you fight dinosaurs. Particularly fun. Resident Evil Code Veronica X, an excellent Capcom game. I'm not as familiar with Resident Evil as I could be, and I'm not going to make any claims to the quality of Resident Evil games when I'm not the biggest horror fan. Starsky and Hutch. Odd transition, but apparently they made a licensed game for Starsky and Hutch. I believe that's a movie with Owen Wilson. 2 remaining games, and a Sega and a Pear Tree. Mortal Kombat Deception, a Midway title Mortal Kombat fighting game. And then finally on the roster, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Konami licensed game. Particularly fun. So, what am I going to do with this almost big stack of 60-ish games? Resurface them? Keep the titles that I'm interested in. Definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, 1 and 2 Battle Nexus. Probably the Grand Theft Auto title, a variety of some games that I'm interested in trying out. 50-cent game seems to be something I'm definitely interested in seeing how that plays. Go through them, sell the games that I know that I don't want after resurfacing, and go from there. I'll keep you all posted in regards to how everything plays out in terms of the resurfacing and the selling of the ones that I'm not interested in. And then ultimately I'll also do a cost breakdown of how everything played out and a rough estimate of how my collection is doing so far. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next update or general video. If you enjoyed this series so far, please subscribe, like, leave a comment if you're interested in communicating with me. Happy to start a conversation. And thank you. I'll see you in the next one.